Mighty, mighty Colts. We're the mighty Colts. Mighty, mighty Colts.
35 minutes past the hour. That is the sound of the Little League update here on the program. Bubba, the head coaching job of the mighty mini Colts, we covered it on yesterday's program. We covered it a little bit, trying to get a team through Fall Festival and ready for a key matchup.
I know the coach and the team was struggling, Rick. What prior to last night, what was the last few games?
We actually
three-game losing streak?
We had lost 3 out of 4. We actually won a game in the middle.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. 2 of them, in my opinion, were underperformance teams that we should have been able to beat.
Journalists everywhere were asking the question, is the coach on the hot seat?
Well, when you look to a coach, one thing you have to hold the coach accountable for is underperformance. If your team is not playing to capabilities, not expectations, I mean capabilities.
Right.
You have to say that is coaching. So last night, a lot of pressure. I was received a call from my dad where he made it very clear that he planned on firing me.
Now, is this before or after the game?
I don't know if he has the. I mean, it's not. He's not charging the team.
I think he could do what he wants.
Right. Well, I think he said, I don't like seeing my grandson on the team with coaching getting it done. So I said,
Rick,
I know. So anyway,
who were we playing last night, Rick?
The Raiders, very physical. The Raiders.
The Raiders, the black and silver.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you heard this. The NFL Raiders, and you might have heard this part of the story, just announced they also have given for Carson Palmer the ashes of Al Davis.
Yeah.
Rick! Burgess!
Well, I know they gave up a lot for Carson Palmer.
I don't know if you can say that.
I tell you, I've never.
Al Davis' family gonna come get me?
You know what? Al Davis would think that's funny.
Yeah, I think he would.
Much as he loved the Raiders.
How about this? Al Davis would have give his ashes to get Carson Palmer for the team.
Situation they were in.
Be careful how you say that. Hey,
Right.
how about this?
I started to say several people have took his ashes over the years and haven't performed.
Well,
But they shouldn't go to the draft next year. They don't have no draft picks. I don't think.
Well, you know what? If you win one Super Bowl, who cares? You know, if you can get there. But don't think it's going to happen. But it could be good. All right, how about this?
I kept hoping they wanted Donovan McNabb.
We felt as a show, in order to try to get me turned around as an underperforming head coach this year, let's send the Rick and Bubba cameras in. Let's try to research.
Put the pressure on.
Put the pressure on me.
Turn it up.
See if we can get this team inspired and see if we can strategically go out and win a big game. Okay? And the Raiders are very good. They played they're sound, especially on defense. And we knew it was going to be a hard one. We knew it was going to be tough. So we'll just now join last night's coverage of the mighty mini Colts and a big game against the Raiders. Can we get it turned around? So here we go. Let's listen and watch. If you got Ustream, there's the Colts warming up,
doing your warm ups.
Yeah,
That's a good looking outfit.
Stretch out a little bit. I'm gonna
Good
put the
looking
board
uniform.
here.
Thank you for correcting
Are y'all ready to break it down? Break it down. All right, give me a circle. Let's go. Stretch them out more. Stretch them out more.
Oh, yeah. So what, you got a circle here?
Yeah.
Big game tonight. I mean, it's this is why you go through 2 days. This is why you do those weight workouts. This is why you put in that extra time in the off season. It's for now. I mean, everything that we have worked for comes down to now. And you win, you go forward. You lose, you don't. I mean, it's really that simple. It is a game of inches, and it's a game that's extremely complicated. But at times, it can be as simple
It's getting
as
tiny-eyed, Rick.
man on man. I beat you, I go on. You beat me, I go home. So that's where we are tonight. It's not real complicated.
So we are.
Do you ever blow that whistle much?
No, I'll blow it like it's tomorrow.
Not complicated, guys.
It looks like it.
You got to do what you know how to do.
You know, the Colts might need to add a little white to their shoulder pad. That's a good
Let's go,
looking,
guys. Play hard tonight.
setup.
Play hard.
Rick's walking around the stretching circle, pacing.
Where's the other team?
Over the corner.
I'm sorry?
Then why'd you get it colored?
You need to rinse your hair out.
It's too hot.
From the Fall Festival.
I'm sorry I was late. My sister's basketball practice in 10 minutes over.
Are you going to play like you're sorry you're late? I mean, you got to go out there and go nuts. You're one of these kind of guys that's got to make it. You got to go out there and say, hey, if they want to run behind me, I don't even care if you know about it because I'm driving you out there. Okay, every play.
One of your linemen, I'm assuming.
He's late, by the way. Can't be late.
No.
There they are showing you all the guys on the team. If you're
Looks like, in pregame, you go through the hey, here's your offense,
Hey,
defense
the touchdown
out.
is important. Let's remind ourselves again. If we would have made our extra points in 2 of the 3 games we lost, we would have won the game.
by the way, we couldn't make extra points.
Yeah.
Let that settle. Think about that for a minute. The extra points are huge in these games.
Right.
So you guys got to get up here, and I'm talking about, it's one play. You're about to get a break on the sideline. Come off the ball, drive everybody out. These are simple plays. If we'll just block the man who's on us. Outside linebackers, stay at home. Don't chase the ball because they will use them as a decoy sometime and try to slip the quarterback back the other way on a bootleg. You know what a bootleg is? But in a short game like this, if they do it once, right here, guys, why y'all look up there? What do y'all see? What do y'all see? Huh? What was more important than what I was talking about? Let me in on it, because if it's that important, I'd like to know about it. Huh? Let me have your attention, okay? I think I've earned it. All right? So, we got to play physical. Hey, we got to lock up. Hey, when one of your teammates gets a hand on him, we got somebody held up, I want to see 11 helmets coming to him and teeing off on him, okay?
My boy Rick.
Thank you,
like you're doing a good job, Rick.
I realized, though, with the math, that would have been 12 players.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
no.
the guy. There's the white hat guy that I'm going to do everything in my power to get him removed from officiating.
Oh, another good call, huh?
Oh, gosh.
He's
That
good.
guy is an embarrassment to youth football.
Now, how you feel about the Raiders?
They're horrible-looking uniforms.
The inverted logo there.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right, we started the game.
World.
Yeah. I
Here
think
we go.
I think the NFL cracked down on us, and our uniforms can't look as much like them as they used to.
Oh, no, they let him out. It's okay, only about a 2-yard gain.
Good recovery right there. Yeah. And we've been a little soft in the first quarter on defense, and that adjustment was made.
Is Adler on the field? That's a good
I started
shot.
to say, you look like you were in the tackle.
Okay.
Adler's out there more than he should. I need.
Jackson.
What'd you shoot that with, Adler?
Our camera here.
Yeah.
The good one?
Yeah.
No, the little one.
Oh, yeah,
Little-
whatever. The
Little
one.
Keeby one.
Oh, no, they jumped.
Hey!
They
Wait a
tried
minute. Listen.
Hey, watch the ball, guys.
Listen. They called that against us, by the way.
Oh, no. It looks like they ran a little crossbuck action, but y'all stayed at home. See, Rick, your pregame.
Good job, Ford.
Rick, your
That's
pregame
Kevin
worked.
Kevin.
Rick, you're outside the numbers.
Now, who's
on
the other
field,
guy
Rick.
there?
I'm on the field.
Rick, you're on the field.
That's Alex Atwater. He's our offense coordinator. All right.
So I mean, it looked like to me that they were staying at home a lot.
Defensively, we adjusted and played much better, especially first quarter. Which for some reason I don't know why we haven't played physical in the first quarter.
So at halftime, what are you looking at halftime? You go into halftime and what? What's the deal? I mean,
It's 0-0 at halftime.
Okay, so
0-0.
So you're proud of your defense, a little frustrated with offense, or are they that good on defense?
They're that good on defense.
So you knew it was a battle.
I felt like that we changed our whole strategy at halftime, and I don't know that Adler has my halftime adjustments, but at halftime we're discovering that they're going to put everybody outside.
Okay.
So we're going to have to go in between the tackles, and we're going to have to find soft places in there, and also be patient.
Okay.
I know we don't like to drive the ball. Everybody's trying to score on every play, but I mean we're not going to win that way.
Right.
And we're going to
How
have.
good is this team you're playing?
They put it this way: the undefeated team in our league, that is the best team.
Right.
They hung 20 points on them and tied them in double overtime.
So the Raiders put 20 points on the good team.
Yeah.
Okay. So they scored.
So
again.
they're one of the better teams.
So where are we at here? Where did we get
This
to?
is Rick's halftime adjustment, and then we'll take a break.
What's the score at halftime?
0-0.
Okay.
Right here, Coach, right here. Hey, I didn't tell anybody to get water.
What?
Come here. Hey, listen up, Coach. Don't worry about it. Coach is talking. Listen up. Take your helmets off.
I'm getting who I'm supposed to get me.
Frustrated, Rick.
All right, listen.
Rick's taking a knee with the team around him.
It's hard for us to see on the side. Defense, outstanding job. Bottom line. Defense, overwhelming, outstanding. Keep doing what you do. Offense, I don't know for the love of all that is good and kind what is wrong with our offense. We'll have a good play, then we'll lose yardage. We'll have a good play, then we won't execute. And we just make it harder and harder and harder on ourselves. And you've got to get up there and decide that you are going to block who you've got to block. Is anybody confused on who they're supposed to block? Does anybody not know who to block?
What's your strategy for this second half, man?
we gotta block hard, and we gotta get our offense straightened out. So we'll drive the ball down the field and score.
How about Cooper?
Strategy, man.
Patrick.
Block and tackle and run.
I like that
I don't
kid.
know much about the game, but that sounds good.
That's a battler, right?
Second half,
That's one of my former.
0-0. Offensively, we're struggling a little bit. Defensively, we're playing well. But, I mean, it's going to come down to who can get their guy to break one, who can put together a drive. I'd like to be up right now. I think our defense is playing good enough if we were up, but we're not. So we're going to have to take some chances in order to try to get something on the board, and just hopefully that won't bite us. But we're going to start the second half. We're going to challenge them inside. They're trying to run to our speed to the outside. We're going to force them to deal with the inside. So look for a lot of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Right, I'm comfortable with that.
By the way, I was a prophet just then. We're going to try something to get on the board. Of course, that could bite us, and it did. Hey, Rick, you've been around coaching how long? In a 0-0 game, it's a game of field position. You know that. You know that. If
Rick, you tried to change. Look,
if your defense is
you
playing
tried,
well,
Rick.
keep making them drive the farthest they have to drive.
You tried, Rick. You tried.
Rick, you know that.
Sounds like to me you're coaching your butt off, though. I mean,
yeah, but I choke in the second half. We'll be back. 14 minutes to the top. We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
All right, we're back. I'm having to relive this a little hard. 9 minutes to the top of the hour. The Mighty Mini Colts, we are looking to see what's going to happen going forward. It's halftime. Nothing to nothing now. I do something here in the second half, and ultimately it's my responsibility as head coach that I know not to do. I know better than this. It's 0-0. Everybody's trying to make something happen. Both offenses are being completely shut down by the defenses, okay? We're getting a few drives. About midfield, I go for it on 4th and 2.5 to try to keep a drive alive. Now, if you don't make it, you've given them a short field in a 0-0 game, which is stupid.
Rick, don't beat yourself
which
up
is
about
absolutely stupid.
Rick, don't beat yourself up about it. Now, I know I thought you had that wristband on, WWGD.
What's that?
What would Gus do?
I can't believe that.
Well, unfortunately. But anyway, here's the thing on this play that's important.
So how do we join it?
I want you to watch this because we got time, but I want to tell you what happened on this. But go ahead. Here it is, us going forward on it starts out a few things, then we get to the play.
Right now, you're in the huddle and on the
Is
radio.
this where you asked for
the measurement.
For the chain?
On the radio, Rick's Colts are going from left to right.
The Colts are in the home blue.
Here we go.
All right, we're zooming in on the ball. Adler's on the sideline.
Look, nervous.
Intensity about
nervous
you, by the way.
coach.
Well, yeah, I'm about to be fired. Here's 4th and 2.5 to keep a drive alive at midfield. Stupid, Rick. This is stupid. All right, now look, we get a pretty good surge in there. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, he's up.
All right,
he's up to the.
It's right on the line. I felt like the spot.
Where's the spot? Let's see
Right.
Yeah.
The spot's fair.
Yeah, that's a fair spot.
That's a fair spot. All I do is ask for a measurement, and White Hat won't give me a measurement and gives him the ball.
Can't you walk over there and see? Was it?
Look. Listen, you hear me?
Yeah.
Measure it.
Can we get a measurement?
What? He's supposed to. Rick,
listen.
Hey, that's awfully close. That's awfully close.
Listen.
Rick, can I play that back and see where y'all started?
All right, hold up. Stop. I know where time's going to hurt us here. The point I'm making is this. I don't know whether we made it or not, but when the coach asks for a measurement, he is supposed to get one.
I mean, it's a fourth down play. It's a big play.
And this lazy, apathetic guy that is trying – I guess we're messing up his TV appointment for the night.
Yeah.
And this guy's been a problem in the league the whole year on various games. By the way, same guy that did the call I told you about before. Yeah. Same exact guy.
Got you some love there.
He looks over to me and says, I've already moved the chains. But you –
And for those of you who can't see, it was really close.
He's just hanging around, and I don't know whether we made it or not.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Right. You just want to know.
But we should see the measurement. You don't just start. You know what? That's just lazy. Yep. It's apathy. He doesn't get his old self in position to make calls.
Well, he's killing grass.
He acts like we all inconvenience him by asking him to come oversee a game. And if that's the way you feel, sit at home and let the younger people come out there that care about being there. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, his effort is unacceptable for these boys that go out there and play and the coaches that devote their time. Unacceptable.
All right, Rick, it was 2.5 yards, right?
Okay,
All right,
look, I don't know whether they made it or not.
I don't either, but I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this play again.
What yard line is the main stripe there, Rick?
it's
I can't
40 is the middle of the field because you play
so
80 yards.
you're is that the middle of the field?
I think it is. I think
So
we're
so
about
you would
midfield.
be on the
41.
the 39,
39 going
the
the other
39, and where have you got to
He
get
needs
to?
the 36 and a half.
Oh, you're the.
And he got there, buddy.
All right, let's see where this guy's coming. He's coming in right.
The guy from the other side marks it.
Yeah, his mark is not bad. I think he does a fair spot.
Right.
I just simply want a measurement.
All right, so looks like
just
look
simply
right
wanna
here.
measure.
So what
There's
was he
the
saying?
mark.
Was he saying it was not even close?
No, but Bubba, that would mean he would actually be engaged in the game if he explained himself to me. That's not how this guy works. Okay, and by the way, everybody who has him complains about him. Everybody.
Rocket
okay?
City Rednecks wasn't on last night. I don't know what show he's trying to get home
Yeah.
for. Is that?
Here's what he'll do to you. You hear me saying
What was on last
You
night?
hear me saying I want a measurement.
Rick, get him a DVR. Get
Listen,
him a DVR.
I want a measurement. I want a measurement. I want a measurement. Okay. He doesn't do anything but just kind of lazily point the ball in the other direction for the Raiders. And I said, so I don't get a measurement? I'm asking for you to measure that. And he goes, I removed the chains.
And then I heard you reply that's hogwash.
And I said, that's hogwash. What do you mean you moving the chains?
Can I compliment you on your choice of language there, because there's so many barnyard things that fit the situation.
Guys, at the end
hogwash.
At the end of the day, I'm not speaking about anything other than we have a guy who's traveling around from game to game in this league, and he is apathetic, he's lazy, he's not getting after it, and it's costing people. You heard the story the other week with my older son's game, the middle son. This is the guy that stopped the clock on the spiking the ball, and then 15 seconds later started it again.
Same guy.
And something must be done about him. He must be removed.
Yeah, this isn't a Rick, mighty many Colts thing. This is he's
every single coach in our league would say he's 100% right.
Yeah, he's going to ruin somebody's game tonight. They don't even know he's going to be there.
Don't you wish he'd ruined the other team's game once?
Right. Well, I'm sure. By the way, I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
I got an email from a coach last night. He said, "Oh yeah, he's cost me games."
Yeah. He has me before he wasn't kicked out
and
of the
look,
league.
again, I don't know whether he didn't cost me this game. That's not what I'm
Say
saying.
what, Speedy? Say that again.
Right.
Huh?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Right.
I didn't catch what you said.
I did.
Look, I'm saying this again. Okay, I'm saying this again. It really doesn't matter about calls. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about effort. I'm talking about running a game, being professional, and doing a good job. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying, hey, man, he said my guy was holding. I don't think he was. Guys, we're talking about a referee that stopped one game saying you spiked the ball, you get one more play, and changed his mind 15 seconds later and ran the clock out. This is a guy that the coach says, hey, I'd like to see a measurement on that since it's that close. I've already moved the chains. I mean, that's unacceptable if you're the guy running the game. And it may have been that they measured it and we were a half inch short, they get the ball.
Tell you what, you'll never know, Rick.
But that's the thing. And of course, we know how football works. Guess what drive they scored on to win the game?
That one.
Of course. Of course.
Goodness.
I mean, but I shouldn't have made that call on 4th and 2.5 in a 0-0
I was going to ask, are you happy with that call?
No, I was dumb.
What was the yardage?
Making that decision was
2.5.
2.5 yards. If it was 1 yard, sure, 2.5.
What would you have
Now,
done?
are you saying you wish you'd have called a different play?
No. I should have punted. I should have never ran.
okay,
because
I don't have a problem with the play
field
call.
position was key.
Rick, the only thing better is the fake and drop it to the tight end streaking over the middle.
But Rick, if and buts with candy and nuts and all that stuff, if you make that,
But Speedy, I hear you.
I know what you're saying.
I hear your point, but in the handbook of great coaches,
I know
when you're
Shouldn't have
playing
gone for it.
when you're playing in a nothing to nothing
the coaching
game,
Bible.
and the coaching Bible, nothing to nothing. Field position is everything.
Yep.
You don't take a chance of giving the other team good field position. Total mistake on my part.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's why I got fired. We'll be right back.
Rick.
Rick and Bubba.
Mini Colts.
I made the coaching decision of going for it on 4th and 2.5 in a field position ball game, tied 0-0. Terrible decision. I know if we make it, you bitches, but it doesn't matter if you make it or not. It was a wrong decision. Okay. So we give them the ball in good field position. They take advantage of it. They go down and score on some outstanding play calls. By the way, I even told the defense, I said, look, guys, they just called good plays. You know, that you guys didn't really play that bad. They really did a good job of coming up with the plays they needed to score. And they go up and win it 7-0.
You held them to one score. That's pretty good.
Right. Now, we need to score.
Yeah.
But anyway, so So that
I'll give you that.
So it ends 7-0, and we lose. Now I did find out, which the players did not know, and I just kind of kept that from them, that we actually did make the playoffs. And because
was this pre or post?
I knew before the game, but I kept it to myself. But so keep in mind,
how many teams are in the playoff?
8
Out of how many is in the league?
It's 10 or 12. I think there's only
pretty healthy draw there.
Yeah. So I think it's 10. But anyway, so we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let's go to the end of the game as I'm more concerned about these fifth graders. Okay.
They've already moved the line.
No.
Here's the good news. Even though we have not done what we wanted to do this season, other teams have done worse than us. So we are going to make the play. So we do have another game. All right. So by the hair of our teeth, but it looks like we will make the play. Okay.
That's skin and teeth, Rick.
Here's what makes tonight a little different than the other games, the last 2 games we've lost. I really don't think we played that bad. I really felt like y'all played hard. I do. I think we were just playing a good team who had a great plan, and we got into some strategy situations in there that we were trying to make something happen. We didn't execute every single play, but we were not near as sloppy as we were in the last 2 losses. I really think you improved. I really do. Because that's a better team than the other 2 teams that beat you, as far as defensively. They're a better defensive team than we play. Their offense was high-powered. That offense scored 20 points on the Giants, and they scored on a short drive on us. On really just 2 great calls by their coaches. Those were 2 great offensive calls. You really didn't have a breakdown on the defense. You did a good job. You really did. You played your technique great. You played hard. I thought defensively I got no problem with the 7 points. I'll tell you this. Regardless what our record is right now, I don't want any other team than the Colts. I want this team. And I'm honored that you have given us the privilege to coach them.
Rick praying.
And I pray, Lord, that you'll continue to help us to learn the lessons, not just of football, but of life. And that didn't just go for the boys. I hope all of us as men and as parents, we learn our lessons too. I know that I have. And there's been moments I haven't been proud of how I've led this team, but I'm learning from it.
1, 2, 3, Colts!
All right, here's the wrap up.
Good job, guys. Go home and get some rest. Chad, back on right. Be ready to play some football next week.
Yeah, Kevin Drake.
The year was 1982, and here's that feeling again. You gotta ask yourself the question: Did we play as well as we could? No. Did we play poorly? No, we didn't play poorly. And I saw some things that we can improve on, and we're fortunate. Unlike Division I college football, we'll actually get a chance to go into a playoff and see if we can make something happen. Nobody has to vote us in. We had not a good record, but we didn't have the worst record, so we're in. So I hope that we all learned something. I realize right now that I'm more devastated than the team, and I hope that I was strong and didn't completely come apart. I thought I held it together pretty good. Now, this will be all I'll think about for the next several hours as I stare at the ceiling. And there'll be other conversations that'll go on, and people start asking me about things. There'll probably people want to talk about what we're going to do for Thanksgiving this year, and hey, the holidays are almost here, and things like that. And I'll carry on conversations like I'm listening, but all I'll be thinking about is the playoffs and how we can turn this around. So thanks for being with us.
There's big Chris Jackson waiting on you. 7-5. Look at him. I noticed you don't let Kevin Drake talk to the team.
Well, he's intense.
Looks like he does a good job too, man.
I've let him talk to the team before, but we did all eventually want to get home.
So are you saying that the speech can end up being as traveled as his career was?
Right. He is not just a journeyman in the NFL. He can be a journeyman on the speech. He's very passionate.
He played for a lot of teams.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
A lot of good teams.
Yeah.
He was a Cowboy. He put the star on, for crying out loud.
How about when you play at the highest level? You're pretty good.
Yeah. He's great.
He's real good.
Great for the kids. But they need to have one voice.
He looks like he's the motivator.
He is the motivator.
Yeah.
He does a great job.
Yeah. You need that.
It was interesting to hear him tell me to calm down when we didn't get to get a measurement.
I heard that. You know,
we do that back and forth for each other.
Maybe
because I've had to say it to him before.
Maybe our poll on the website can be how that referee's going to rig the next game.
Well, he doesn't just
Will it be a bad call? Will it be sloppy something?
Bubba, do you understand what I mean by this guy?
No, absolutely.
Greg was convinced that it was Gorosky.
Yeah, no,
it's not, evidently.
No, this guy, he officiates poorly in every game he's in.
Yeah.
For all coaches. Yeah. I mean, he could have done something just as goofy for us.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
That would have benefited, whatever. It isn't about one team or the other. It's about this guy doesn't do his job well, and he's the only one on the field getting paid.
I have run into I think, and I haven't seen what you're talking about, but I've run into that there is a mentality among some refereeing umpires that let's just keep it going, and they kind of get it right. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they're herding. I'm really not worried about the exacts. I'm just hurting. I just want to get everything in the fence and close the gate.
Get it over with. Let's keep the game
moving.
And look,
I understand that mentality. I know it's not the Super Bowl, but there are rules. We'd like to see you get it right to the best of your ability, which requires a little effort.
No, it's all about that.
And I've been there. And I don't know if this is that situation, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I say to officials the same thing I say to my team. If you're going to make a mistake, make it going all out. Hey, you're giving your best. You just made a mistake. What I don't like with this particular individual is his apathy, his laziness, and the fact that he's, like you said, Bubba, he has the mentality. This is youth football. Now he forgets all the time. These kids have to try to get their homework done, go to practice, have to come back and finish homework. That they're actually, unlike a lot of kids, not sitting around in front of the TV all afternoon, and they're out there giving effort, trying to do something. And when you get to the game, I don't think it's unreasonable to say in this particular game, we've already sped the game up to it's going to last about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half. I don't think that's asking a whole lot of time.
Ticking right along.
And every now and then, all we're asking is that when you arrive, especially if you're going to put on the white hat and run the game, is that you act like you're paying attention and care what's going on. That's all. That's it. Nothing else. And things like I've already moved the chain, and I've even seen coaches of other teams that were trying to win games and trying to get a timeout where every millisecond counts. When the coach for the Raiders and I were swapping film, I watched him dealing with him in one of his other games, and he's trying to get a timeout to win the game, and it takes him 4 or 5 seconds to even lazily, like a lava lamp, look over there and go, okay, you want a timeout? And then he waves the clock in the slowest fashion possible. And this is literally how
he's a plant.
This is literally how he points if you call a timeout. He gives you a little, just a little.
Explain what that is, Bubba.
A little half.
I don't know how to. You got your hand on your stomach and you're just kind of flicking it.
It's almost like for him to lift his arms and do this would be he'd have a heart attack.
Yeah,
it would require so much effort. It would drain his last ounce of effort. If he, to me, when you're a referee, guys, and all of you that call the games out there, because he's an embarrassment to you. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, how you run. I mean, you're out there when a coach is calling timeout. Hey, you're marking it, you're waving it, and you're letting everybody know timeout. Stop the clock, timeout over here. This is him calling a time. You're screaming, I want a timeout. He eventually looks over your way like you're a hassle. Hello, are you wanting a timeout? And then it's like when his arms barely move, and he finally eventually gets the clock got to stop after 8, 9. How about this? The other team was trying to call timeout the other night. He let 4 or 5 seconds go off, and that benefited me. And I said, that's hogwash.